Hello, I'm the Real TomTom. Thank you very much for watching this particular video of me doing a practice session for the multiplayer championship I'm taking part in on F1 2016. I was able to get a bit of time, and that's not something I have much of to game anymore, but I do make my Thursday evenings for the game, for the multiplayer, and I was able to have a practice last night before the race and do a 50% race just with the computer. To get used to other cars on the track, not just time trialing it, but also get used to the track itself of Monaco. Now, depending on the version of the game you may have played in the past, Monaco is an unforgiving track. Lots of people hate it because it's so tight, so twisty, and so easy to lose parts of your car that I'm not sure it's anyone's favourite track. I know in the real F1 world, it's such a prestigious one on the calendar because of where it is, and some people love the track. However, I'm not sure you'll find many gamers that do. Please, again, feel free to correct me in the comments and tell me how wrong I am. So, here's me doing the opening lap against the rest of the field. I was able to qualify first, I think on about a 129, 128, something like that, which is what I got in time trial, was a 129. Through the race, I get a better lap than that. I get it to about 124, which I was quite impressed with. And it's just, again, getting familiarity of the track for the multiplayer that I'm going to be doing. It's quite a fun track, I have to say. It is fun because it does test you. You know you can't get anything wrong, and it's picking the braking points, picking where you have to do. There's parts of the track, because it's a road track, and this, I don't know whether F1 2016 is better than other versions, but I like here, there's parts of the track where it really pulls you to the side of the track and wants you to hit the barrier, which doesn't ever end well. You can see there I've already got a bit of a sort of slightly less than full front wing. I probably took an end plate off or something there. My tyre wear at the moment is not great, but it's not terrible. 2 laps in, 9%. I would have qualified on those as well, so it's probably not terrible. In the tunnel, I seem to remember in some games being able to do this fairly flat out, but there's a part of it I'm not sure what line to take to avoid being pulled either left or right. And there you go, there's me doing my first front wing takedown, nicely done. And what I then do is stack it into there and take myself out straight away. So that was very, very quick. Because it wasn't the multiplayer one, I'm able to do a flashback, and hey presto, I'm going to start from here and try that again. I get a warning this time for corner cutting, and as you'll see, I get a few more penalties later on. It is a fun track, but because of that unforgiving nature, you do at times just pull your hair out in frustration. Sorry for the peas. So now on lap 5, still got the damage, 20% on the tyres, not doing too badly, but then I do that, I spin it round. I had a nice comfortable lead over Hamilton. I start doing a nice Austin Powers-esque 3-point turn in the middle of the Monaco streets. I don't get a penalty, surprisingly, at this point. Vettel takes me, and so now there's a race on. So try down on his inside here, but I can't quite do it. He comes back onto the line, and that's fine. I knew that was never going to happen, so I just didn't bother committing to that overtake. Down to the tunnel again, not close enough to do anything. The braking point out of the tunnel as well is, I'm always overcautious. I'm never quite sure where to position the car, like I mentioned. I don't know where to brake to get a really nice line. That was probably one of my better ones, but you really do have to watch where you're taking it, where you're going to go, and what's going to happen. So following Vettel through here, again dragged to the wall, slow it down nicely for this corner. I'm doing quite well to keep on his tail and not take myself out too much. Don't worry, I do later. Now this is where I take him. I'm quite impressed with that overtake, and I get DRS onto the final straight as well for the DRS detection zone. I was quite impressed with that overtake. Not much else after that. So now on to lap 6. I really overstate my case here. And spin myself, giving myself a puncher. Now again, you do this in real life, you're going to get disqualified, penalties. Yes, I could change strategy, that's not a bad idea. I unfortunately take out my team out, which pushes me further past the pit lane. I've now got to reverse back. I'm getting stop-go penalties left, right and centre. Unsurprisingly, I am driving like an absolute idiot, but I do, with a rear right puncher and a front wing gone, I make it into the pits. And it's from here that it all goes horribly, horribly wrong. So for the multiplayer tonight that we're doing, I have no idea how long I'll last. I know I won't be at the front of the grid like I was for this. I won't be defending any real position. And I have no problem with being last. I think my strategy is actually to try and maintain the track position I have and hope other people get taken out or make mistakes. I need to be less aggressive on my own. So again, there we go. I come back on lap 8 and I take my front wing off again. I'm not... If you're trying to push to get fast and you're not that good at it, I think you're going to end up like you see me do through the rest of this video, just constantly taking off your front wing. So I think tonight I'm going to try my best to not over push corners. I'm just going to try and drive conservatively, stay on the track, not get taken out, let as blue flags come up for me, let people pass as best I can, not ruin anyone's race, but just hope that I can get into the points purely by not crashing. Like last time in Spain, if you watch the multiplayer championship video there, I crashed out in Spain, deemed a racing incident, and I do think it was. The more I watch it, the more I think I shouldn't have gone to that side. He didn't know I was coming across. I should have picked his other side, knowing he's going to go back to the racing line. If you want to watch that video, I'll link to it at the end. So coming around the swimming pool area here, and there again I take my front wing well and truly off. So now I have to nurse it back to the pits, again only by lap 9, so this will be about my second pit stop I think at the moment. And that's what I want to try and avoid. Just do it a lot slower, a lot calmer, and try and avoid too many pit stops, because I think that's going to be the killer. I think there'll be a lot of pit stops today for the multiplayer version of this, because there'll be a lot more people pushing, a lot more people taking each other out, there'll be a lot more tussles and bustles, and it's just trying to avoid that. So now you can see a lap 11, I get a rear left puncher where I knock my front wing and the back end comes back into the wall. I get a left puncher. So now I'm going to be slow in last place, and I've got to let people past, and I've got to try and get back to the pits to get a new tyre. So Verline is at the race. I don't know how that happened or why that happened. They're telling me I've got a possible strategy change. I think that's probably good. Strategy is at the moment poor. So I'm going to box for this lap, try and get back to, like I say, to the garage while avoiding all the cars that are about to come and lap me. And this is where I get some more penalties. So I had my 3-second penalty for... Oh no, sorry, 5 second for the crash with Alonso. I pull over this way to let cars past, and I get a 3 second for corner cutting. Now, obviously it's a computer algorithm, and I think that's probably okay, but I don't know whether you'd get that in a real race if you had a rear left puncher for going straight on. I'm not sure whether they do you for corner cutting with the fact that you're not racing. And again, I come across here to give them the space to race. I'd get out of the way and just join the track. I get another warning, another 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings of corner cutting. I'm not sure that would happen in that instance in the real life. But again, please do feel free to comment and tell me how wrong I am. I never tire of hearing how wrong I am. It's what I'm used to. So we come out of the pits, lap 12 of 39. On another new set of soft tyres, or the ultra soft tyres, and this is what I do, is come out in 21st because Verline's out, but I see a car ahead of me, so I'm going to try and unlap myself, try and make my way back up the grid, and it is Harrianto in 9th. Now this was difficult enough in the dry. If the multiplayer version that I upload tomorrow or tonight for tomorrow and get to eventually, if it's wet, all bets are off, because let's face it, Monaco's hard at the best of times. It's even harder in the wet. So again, when you get that corner right, it's actually very satisfying. Getting that kind of left right is satisfying. And this corner as well, when you nail it just right and you come out, you've got a lot of speed through there, and you can see where when you get it wrong, how you lose your time. You can see the car Haryanto pulling away from me very, very quickly by just one or two bad corners. But when you get it right, there's nothing more satisfying, I think, of that sense of achievement. The trouble is I haven't got, and I think I mentioned this in another video, the consistency. I'm not consistent on these tracks as to always, you know, hit my apexes and all that. So again, especially with Monaco, I never find, because I don't ever play it that often, because it frustrates me because I'm not that good at it, I'll never get better at it because I don't play it. So I'm glad I did this race last night, only to see how easy it is to crash, how easy it is to damage your wing, and what I need to avoid for the multiplayer when I do that race. Again, you'll be able to see on the video when it comes out whether I stick to my own advice. Obviously, the heat of battle against other people, you do tend to think, oh, maybe I can push, or maybe I can get a position, maybe I should try that, and that's where it all goes out the window, and you kind of find yourself in a wall without a wing and a wheel hanging off, especially on a track like this. So here I come up on Haryanto again. Coming out of that corner there on that, it is also very scary if you get it wrong. I don't know if I've already been past it, but there's one where I really twitch, thinking I'm going to sort of hit that wall, and you just want to make sure that you don't. So here we are on Haryanto, coming up to the start, finish straight again. And I spin again, and so I then lose Haryanto as a place, and I come out behind a train of 4 cars with Rosberg in 13th place. So again, let's see if I can get past these guys, do something. I take 2 of them, arguably an illegal overtake, but again, computer algorithm doesn't flag me up on that, so it was apparently allowed. I then misjudge everything, take out Ericsson. I've got a rear puncher, front wing damage. I then give up. I drive into the wall and end my race. So, as you can see from this little practice, Monaco is not really my track. If you can offer me any advice on Monaco, what should I be doing around Monaco? What can I do better? How can I approach the tunnel to keep speed but not get pulled to the left coming through the tunnel? Is there a position I need to be? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think I could do to be more consistent around Monaco from what you've seen driving wise. If you want to watch my entire driving style, you've also got the full Monaco practice stream. It's about 20 odd minutes long, so a little bit longer than this one, where you can see like full laps to really get a feel for it if you miss it in this video, because again I try and chop this up to make it a bit shorter. Granted, it's still about a 15-minute video, but you know, let me know what you think about my driving in the comments. You can see there all my warnings, all my race incidents of how bad I was. Tonight I am intending not to be that bad. I'm going to try my best to maintain and be a good driver. So thank you very much for watching this particular video. Please again join me for the live stream in Monaco and then watch the video afterwards. Thanks very much.